390, take one.
This cast has been amazing to work with. We've had a lot of scenes together which have been actually really quite tough, but it's been amazing to act. And I was like a humongous fan of Samantha, so it was like one of those moments where you're like, this is crazy.
She gave everything to Ethel. I could not have asked for anything more. She was just absolutely compelling.
Well, when I act, I just try to be in character and think about how she would have found it, having lived in Yorkshire, and the beautiful, beautiful scenery and the freedom and the light and the space and the fresh air to come to a city, a capital city, you know, wartime, poverty, the Blitz, you know, all of those things, how that must have been for her. So I've totally been kind of selfish, and I'm in Ethel's world.
There's a chemistry between them, playing Ethel and Christy, that's remarkable. I think they've both gone on a journey with the characters that obviously they found difficult to play, because one's the victim of this terrible violence and domestic abuse and in thrall to this man who she loves. And then Tim's had to go on this journey with Christy, who, how can any of us understand that dark heart really, and what was in his soul, or if he even had a soul.
You can peel away, up to a point, you can peel away sort of the layers, but you hit stone after a while. You can't get to the core of him. Once you acknowledge that, then you get an idea of who he is, and that is actually what he is. I mean, you know.
The dark heart of the story, John Christie, played by Tim Roth, who I think has given one of her career best performances.
The research aspect of it was worrying for me. Didn't really, because I really read about him, got all the court testimony, the autopsy reports, the newspaper clippings, all of that stuff. Then you start to know too much, and then you start to lose your mind a bit.
So sometimes you can't just emulate, you have to feel, and you have to be able to live. And I think Nico found the right balance in finding a way to relate Tim Evans to people in his own circle or world that he knew, and also draw from the research and speaking to the Evans family members to really get a picture of who Tim Evans was.
Nico asked if he could speak to me and Mum before shooting started, because he wanted to try and portray Tim as accurately as possible, and wanted a feel really for you know, things that he could use to help with his characterisation of Tim. I had a great chat with him, and I think Mum, you know, really got on well with him as well. She was so appreciative of the fact that he'd taken the time and trouble to contact Dean. So.
I spoke to his sister, which was a really emotional experience. That's what I needed to start, you know, to kind of get the general idea of who he is.
I think they're very taken with Nico and his portrayal of Tim, saying he's very like him. You know, he doesn't know if he's captured it entirely, because nobody can understand what it felt like.